Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Impact of Housing Counseling Certification HUD Certified Counselor Reflections section of the OHC 2023 Community Conference. We are so excited to have you here, and we're so excited to have a great group of speakers to come on and, celebrate housing counseling certification and everything that you all do for your clients and for your community. So before we get started, we'll just cover some housekeeping items here. So similar to the others sessions that you've participated in, participants are in listen-only mode. So what this means is that you can use both the chat or the Q&A function to kind of, communicate with us. For the chat box, please submit any of your technical issues. This will be anything related to Zoom or technology, and you can make sure to send those messages to the host. For content-related questions on anything we talk about throughout this presentation, you can use the Q&A box. You should send your content-related questions to the host, presenter, and panelist. We'll have an opportunity to answer questions at the end of this presentation, and we will also we'll respond to some of the questions in writing through the Q&A box. So as you all are probably very familiar with Mentimeter at this point, we're going to go ahead and hop into Mentimeter, and we're going to start us off with a couple of questions. I see some of you guys are already in here. So the first question is, how many years have you been a HUD certified housing counselor? We have someone here that's less than a year. We have a couple of folks that are 1 year. We have 12 years. That is a great accomplishment. There's also 4 years, 6 years. I've been a housing counselor since 2021. Okay, we have a lot of less than a year, so this is great. These messages will help us basically be able to tailor our presentation. Whether you're new or whether you're more seasoned in the field, this presentation is just to celebrate your accomplishments, celebrate you passing the HUD certification exam, and like I said, contributing to your clients, to your community, and basically just being those HUD trusted partners out there doing great work. So I'll give folks a couple of extra seconds. Since last week, we have a new HUD certified counselor since last week. So congratulations. We have some training to be counselors. 2 months. I'm not certified yet. That's great. Okay. So just as FYI, we'll be basically talking about our speakers' journeys, being HUD certified housing counselors, but also we'll be giving some encouragement and some inspiration to those who are looking to become HUD certified counselors. We'll then move on to our next question. So our next question is describing a HUD certified housing counselor in 1 word. So what does being HUD certified mean to you? We'll wait for some of these to come in. Maybe you're super excited. Maybe this was a really big accomplishment for you. Accomplished. Yep. Respected, credible. Not yet. Yep. That's okay. This session is definitely to empower and to make you feel comfortable to be able to get that certification. Valuable, honored, rewarding, excited. So the really cool thing here about the word cloud that we're seeing is the bigger one word gets, that means that possibly more than one person has put in the answer. So you guys might have some shared interests here and shared experiences. Educated is one of them. Competent, knowledgeable, powerful, trusted, blessed. These are all great. These are all great words. So I'll leave this going in the background. But if you get another word that you want to throw in here, you can definitely throw it in. But we're going to go ahead and move back to our slides and kind of continue with our presentation. So our speakers today, my name is Taylor Edwards. I'm a technical assistance provider with ICF. I'll be here kind of facilitating our conversation. But we do have Arlene Para from Housing and Reverse Mortgage Counsel. She's a Housing and Reverse Mortgage Counselor from Balance. And then we have Shelly Doran, a Senior Mortgage and Default Counselor from Parkview Services. We'll be joined today by both Arlene and Shelly to go over kind of how being a HUD certified counselor has helped them, their journey to HUD certification and through the certification exam, because these are not small feats. Passing the HUD certification exam is an amazing and big accomplishment. With passing the HUD certified exam, HUD certified housing counselors are establishing themselves as knowledgeable and trusted partners for Americans across the country pursuing their housing and home ownership goals. So we just want to take this time to celebrate you all, because you are the experts out there every day helping their clients, helping the community attain their housing goals. And this, like I said, is a celebration of all your hard work. Again, this session is also to inspire those who put into Mentimeter that they haven't taken the certification exam yet. This is to get some experiences from Arlene and Shelly, and to hear how housing counseling certification has helped them in their career, and just to, get some of their experience and some of their journey along the way. So for the agenda today, we'll be going over the HUD Certified Housing Counselor reflections, and then we'll also touch on our hashtag HUD Certified Proud campaign. This image here, we wanted to share to you all to show that you're a part of a broader community of more than 4,100 HUD Certified Housing Counselors nationwide. So while you are on the ground doing the work all the time, we just wanted to, have this session and celebrate that there are a lot of you doing the important work that kind of melds our communities together and everywhere. So we have folks all the way in Maine and New Hampshire. We have a big pie of folks in Georgia and Florida. There's some folks in Texas. We have counselors in Kansas and Oklahoma and Arizona. You're just everywhere. And we just wanted to show you guys this to say that you're appreciated. We see you. And this is just so glad to have we're so glad to have so many HUD certified housing counselors out there. Okay, well, at this time, I'm going to invite Arlene and Shelly on. So first, thank you so much for being here. Arlene, Shelly, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. Our audience also may have questions for you that will come in later that we'll be able to address. But I guess we can go ahead and get started. So I'll just start with Arlene. How has your HUD Housing Counselor certification impacted your work and your clients?
Okay. Okay. Hi, can everyone see me? Okay. Okay. My name is Arlene Parra, and like Taylor introduced, I'm a counselor. Of course, I'm a HUD certified counselor, right, with Balance Agency. And the simple truth is, right, Balance does believe that the advice that we give basically to our clients is better than it was yesterday, for sure, right? And we hope that it will be better tomorrow, because what we know that our foundational, education, like becoming a HUD certified counselor, has paid off. We use it every day, and in the advice that we provide to our clients, each and every day is going to be better and get better. And that education that we've received is, is used for that, right? The question that you asked was, how has it impacted my work? Was that correct? Mm-hmm. Simply put, I would say that it's impacted the information, the consistency of the delivery of that information. I'm held to the same rules and the knowledge, as all counselors are, right? And wanting to help the clients obtain, it's housing, the stability, the situations that we all face today when it comes to presenting the information to them. The assistance they receive is, of course, stabilized. I introduce the information in a certain manner, and I know that everyone else is doing that as well. Also, for me, it gives me a foundation that I build upon. It's expanded my skill set for sure. I didn't counsel before. I did a few other things in finances, but for me, it's an offer. It's more achievable for the clients. The information that I'm giving them after taking the certification, I can bring it back home to them, and I have more levels of understanding in different programs too. It's not just looking at one set of programs. I can look at different levels and maybe put that all together and help them look at that also, if that makes sense. Just different housing situations, if that meets their goals too. The possibilities aren't just one faceted, so.
That's super helpful. I think that's really important. Shelley, do you want to hop in here and kind of, answer the question as well? How has your certification impacted your work and your clients?
Yeah, gosh, thanks for having me here. So I will be HUD housing counselor 13 years in March. So I've been doing it a long time, really proud of it. My certification, oh my gosh, it has made me so credible, and my knowledge is very valuable within the community because you can take it anywhere. And I'm in a unique situation because I only deal with mortgage default. But HUD obviously allows me the knowledge to refer people to new purchase or to reverse mortgage like with our lien. But in default mortgage, which is what I do, the lenders all day, the homeowners are calling their lender to try and get help, and the lenders send them back to a HUD certified housing counselor. Their mortgage statement, when you get behind, it directs you back to, if you have questions, contact your HUD housing counselor. If a homeowner gets delinquent and they don't know where to go, they're calling the national HUD line, and HUD is sending them back to a certified housing counselor. So quite literally all day long, my HUD certification is very, very valuable, and it's brought so much credibility to my my job duties. On top of it, when you do default mortgage, you also get homeowner renters that are delinquent and don't know where to go. And although I don't significantly impact them, we do learn the Fair Housing Act, and so I'm able to direct them to rental assistance. Obviously in default mortgage, you're dealing with their Deed of Trust Act. So all those valuable information that you get trained on at your HUD certification, I use it all day long.
That's great. Yeah,
Yeah.
It seems like what I'm hearing from both of you is that it basically makes you well versed in maybe your specialties, but also broadly into what HUD has to offer, what HUD programs are out there, and how you can basically help people attain their housing goals. So certification sounds very valuable, and thank you for your remarks. As far as another question I have for you guys is, we heard from the Mentimeter that there are some folks that are looking to possibly take the certification exam. What advice would you give to people looking to pursue certification?
Well, first thing, if I may, of course, there's anxiousness in their minds, of course, there's test anxiety, right? We all experience that. I experienced it, of course, remaining calm, learning the information. I'm told that most new counselors pass the exam on the first attempt. that's encouraging. So if you're a part of that, we're all part of that. You're going to pass it on the first try. So don't second guess yourself. You know, there are a lot of resources out there to use. So the first thing also is convince yourself you can do this. You're here. This is a stressful job, and you're at this point, you care about people. That's a big part. Use the resources, stage yourself for success, set the course, you know. Seek someone out that'll mentor you. When I say mentor, not lead you, they're going to walk beside you through the path. You know, there's the practice exam out there. What is it? I had the HUDhousingcounselor.com. That's not out there anymore. Right now they have HUD Exchange. And they have a lot of good resources on there. If you can't create the path yourself, follow that. I say follow that. That's a pretty good guide. And it has a lot.
I was just going to say, do you want to talk a little bit more? I know when we talked in preparation for this session, you spoke about finding a mentor. Did you have a mentor? Is there a story you can share about how that helped you gain your certification?
I had a mentor. She was actually one of the first that took the exam at our agency, and she would meet with me every day and just go over what I was having struggles with, if I had anything, and just make sure that I was on point each and every day. You know, it really wasn't just keeping me on task, making sure that I was touching on it, because there were days that I didn't feel like touching on it, you know, or wanted to do something else, but it kept me on task and made it fun in certain ways, you know, made me laugh when I needed to, because it is stressful. You want to get it over with. And I knew I could do it. You know, it's not a hard, I shouldn't say it's not a hard test. Any test is hard. I guess we put it in our minds, but I see now that you can sign up for study groups. I didn't have that advantage. And our agency actually added another test on top of it. We had to take a test before I could take the test and pass that. So I'm like, okay, you know, but we did okay with that. We did okay with that. So.
Thank you. Shelley, do you want to give your advice for those aspiring HUD certified counselors?
Yeah, gosh, I echo everything Arlene said. It is just our own selves can get in our way because it is such a big accomplishment. Our office kind of took it on as a collective group, but now, you know, most agencies are bringing new employees on, and so you're kind of on your own. So I love Arlene's advice of getting a mentor. But I will say what helped me the most was doing all the study classes that HUD has. So going through all of their the pre-test and gosh, what was it? After your pre-test, it would say it would give you well, gosh, you really need to study this area, and going back and really focusing on that. HUD wants us to be successful, so their pre-test and study tests are really helpful. The other thing I would say is just take it. One of the biggest things with any test is your anxiety level, like Arlene was saying. We normally we get kind of anxious. So my best advice is just take it. After you feel confident, take it. And even if you don't pass it, you'll know, you'll have an indication of, gosh, I really need to I'm going to go back and study Fair Housing Act. Because the test is very encompassing of all roles within HUD. And so it's important to really understand what you're not retaining as well, because when you get to the test, it's going to encompass everything. And that's just my advice. Just get out there, take the test, really pay attention to what you're not comfortable with, and go back and study it, because they want us to be successful and they give us tons of tools to make us successful.
That's super helpful. what is your biggest hashtag HUD certified proud moment? So what are you super proud of? What accomplishments do you want to kind of shout out to the crowd that you've been able to do since you gained your HUD certification? Really, you want to go first?
Are you calling on someone first? Um, you know, for me, it was I continued to, I grew in housing. I was able to move ahead for me and move into reverse mortgages. So the reverse mortgage program, I stepped into another role. I just didn't stay in housing, you know, pre-purchase and that. I said, I want to check out reverse mortgages and grew my career to another level, right? So I'm a counselor 5. You know, that's the highest level that we have at Balance, who allows to visit another audience right now and, you know, counsel our senior population and help them look into what the possibilities are. And that for me has been really interesting and encompassing. That to me is cute. As I say cute because it's something that I am growing into right now. It's my next stage of life, you know, and more as more of our counselors are also getting into that next stage of life. It's going to be there's going to be more need right now. We're finding it that there aren't enough reverse mortgage counselors out there to provide. So it helped me grow in my career.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's that stepping stone to, like you said, get into the next step of your career. So there's always something to learn, always something out there. And what I'm hearing is that certification helped you grow your you know, your portfolio.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. You know, one thing I was in a workshop in Portland in 2019, and one thing that happened there, they kind of encouraged us, you know, there was a booth or a desk set up, and they had said, if you're HUD certified, come and stop by. And they gave us a little achievement button. It said, congratulate me, I passed my HUD exam. So that was kind of like a boost to everybody that was there. So you would see people walk around with their little button on there. That was cool. They were acknowledging it. So
it sounds fun. Shelly, do you want to share your biggest hashtag HUD certified proud moment?
Yeah, gosh, I want to have this incredible story to give you, but really the first thing that pops into my mind is I passed. I am so terribly proud of my certification. It just brings a higher level of proudness to me. You get more credibility. Yeah, all those one word answers that everyone popped up there, you feel all of those. What we do as HUD housing counselors is really rewarding. And then to have that certification is just a gigantic, awesome glitter from the ceiling feeling. I'm very proud of my certification.
Yeah, I think that is a great feat and a great accomplishment. So just really proud to like even hear from you guys and have you guys share your stories here. And I know that these stories do resonate with the crowd and our participants. So I really want to thank you guys for being here. And we're going to continue that celebration and talk about our HUD hashtag HUD certified proud campaign. So thank you to you both.
Thank you very much.
thank you.
Good luck, everyone.
So as we were talking about the hashtag HUD certified proud campaign, as people who attended last year's conference, as you know, the Office of Housing Counseling launched this campaign last year. The campaign is intended to encourage and recognize housing counselors who have achieved HUD certification. So this session is a continuation of this campaign. We're continuing to encourage, we're continuing to recognize housing counselors around the country. It's also intended to educate others about the professionalization of housing counseling and hopefully inspire a lot of you who have not yet taken the exam to take the exam. So this campaign is just one way we recognize all of you for your incredible achievements. If you're wondering how you can get involved, HUD certified counselors are encouraged to use the hashtag as part of business email signatures and on social media. So for example, you can use it within your LinkedIn posts. HCA leadership and partners also may wish to celebrate certification on social media with internal or external meetings. You can, follow in the steps of Arlene and her colleagues with the button, that sounds like a fun event. And then through websites and listservs, you also can, continue the campaign. We encourage you to use the campaign graphics and other collateral available on the HUD Exchange. So there are email signatures, there are Zoom backgrounds that David announced earlier in the conference that you all can use. And they're available on the HUD Exchange. So we just wanted to show you all this collage of folks, using the hashtag HUD Certified Proud, hashtag on LinkedIn. So we have celebrations of housing counselors happening on LinkedIn, and folks are sharing all the time. David is uplifting the campaign. We also have these nice graphics of leadership and partners shouting out their housing counselors, because they know that being a certified housing counselor through HUD is such a great accomplishment. So we are paying attention. HUD is paying attention to your social media posts and you participating in the campaign. So we encourage you to continue using the hashtag, continue using the graphics that we have available for you all. And then, of course, we have the new hashtag HUD Certified Proud Zoom background. This background is available in 3 versions. So we have the suburban, urban, and rural version that are going to be available on the HUD Exchange. And I can also just give you guys just a quick demo of what that will look like. So when you go to the HUD Exchange, you'll see that there's information about the hashtag HUD Certified Proud campaign. There's more information. You have how you can get involved, but there's also going to be those email signatures and LinkedIn graphics that you can download straight from the HUD Exchange. So those are going to be there for you to use. And then, of course, we have also updated the website with the Zoom backgrounds. So these Zoom backgrounds are going to be for you all to use. We encourage you to use them every day if it's for, just for a meeting, or maybe it's for something like a conference that you're attending. These can be of use to you all. Okay. Here are the resources. So if you have, if you downloaded the PowerPoint off of the HUD Exchange, or if you got them on 6Connect. These are going to be some links that you can use to find the campaign materials and to use the HUD approved housing counseling agency seal that HUD has for all of you to use. So I know that we only have a couple minutes left. So I think there is, Shauna, hi there. Are you seeing any questions in the Q&A that you kind of want to uplift?
Well, my fabulous partner in the Office of Housing Counseling, Tammy Dunn, and I have been kept busy during this session. So lots of great questions. Folks just wanted the umbrella page for certification on the HUD Exchange. They wanted to know where they could, find housing counselors who are certified. So I think I just want to elevate 2 things. The National Housing Resource Center has a jobs board for anyone who's actually looking for certified housing counselors. We highly recommend that you go there. It's a free source to find certified housing counselors. And then I just will paste the umbrella page to certification so that folks can go and make sure that if you have any questions on certification, where to go for the exam, which is still on HUDhousingcounselors.com. We just have resources on the HUD Exchange, but you're still going to HUDhousingcounselors.com. We just have a way of explaining the process. demystifying FHA connection, et cetera. So I think that's a good recap of what Tammy and I have been handling in the questions box. And thank you, Arlene and Shelley, so much for being HUD certified and for sharing your own experiences today. I know that it resonated with everyone here.
Okie doke. Well, thank you so much, Shauna. And thank you for all your questions that are coming into the Q&A box. We really appreciate those questions. So I'll wrap up quickly here as we only have, we're at the 30 mark. So continue the conversation on 6Connect. There is a board for celebrating certification on 6Connect if you want to share your own personal stories, or perhaps you want to connect with Arlene or Shelley. Just drop some posts in there and get the conversation going. And then to close out the conference, we have one more session at 3 o'clock. That's going to be the closing session with the OHC leadership. You'll hear from OHC leadership and directors within HUD and OHC to kind of wrap us up for the conference and to provide some really insightful and important remarks following the conference. As always, stay connected with OHC. And thank you for attending. We hope that this was a great celebratory session. We hope that you guys pursue your HUD certification if you haven't already. And we hope to see you on the last session. Thank you.